just want to talk about Jerry Coleman, who passed away over the weekend, a longtime voice of the San Diego Padres since 1972. Managed them quickly from the booth, realized he wasn't good at it, went right back to the booth. Just, you know, he was Mickey Mantle's roommate as a player with the Yankees. He's the only Major League Baseball player in history to have left the majors to fight in a war twice. He was in World War II and in the Korean War. He said he was never the same player when he came back from the Korean War, nor was I.
Also fought in Grenada.
Grenada, yeah. he was one of the people who liberated the med school. Yeah. After the Korean War, I couldn't play second anymore.
Gotcha.
But you know, his calls were, "Oh, doctor," you know,
yeah.
and you can hang a star on that one.
You can hang right. He and Ted Leitner, right?
Yeah.
Were such, and Leitner still is,
so
such
engaging.
A pleasure to listen to. I mean, just they rooted for the Padres, but they knew shit about the other team, and they told stories about the other team. And I think local announcers should be homers to some extent. And
what extent, though? Not like a Hawk Harrelson.
I don't mind
extent.
Hawk Harrelson.
I don't mind it either. They're local. They're fans.
Yeah.
You know, they want the team to win. They're not paid to be.
Hawk Harrelson is entertaining because he's so terrible at times. That's how I feel.
I don't think so. Look, I've told the story before, but when the A's beat the White Sox this year 4-3 in a game that Chris Sale pitched, and he was dominant, and then Josh Donaldson, following like an error, a walk, and a hit by pitch, hit a grand slam to right field, like a good pitch, and he went out and got it and carried and went out to right field. And the White Sox just deserved that game. They dominated the game, but the A's got one big hit at the right time.
And Hawk was silent.
And he was silent. He was like, "Oh, I love this game." You know, he was just like, "Come on, how does that happen?" It was great.
Exactly.
And Jerry Coleman was a great storyteller, and that's somewhat of a lost art in broadcasting. The Padres are still great to listen to. Leitner is still great.
And at this point, I think Coleman was down to 40.
And a big liberal, I believe, Ted Leitner.
Ted Leitner, yeah. So 40, but Coleman was down to 40 games a year. He didn't, went to spring training, but he didn't travel with the team.
He went the Vince Scully route, is what you're saying.
He was 89, I think, when he passed
89,
away. So, but anyway, just a huge loss for baseball. If you get a chance, listen to Jerry Coleman, listen to one of these. He's a Hall of Famer too, but listen to one of the tributes because he was really good at talking about baseball.
And the great thing about baseball better on the radio, arguably better on the radio than television, and certainly better on the radio than any other sport on the radio.
Yeah.
One of the great things about having the satellite package is I still find it incredibly puzzling who gets promoted and who gets the big time TV jobs, because if you bounce around and you listen to the Padres, who were some of the best, or the Mariners for years who lost their great play with Dave Niehaus this year. There are so many great broadcasters in these local markets who make the game a delight.
Yeah.
And and Jerry Coleman was maybe the A's guys are great, but listen, Jerry Coleman was one of the best.